Hey guys, welcome to the Rockin' Road Show. I wanted to show you a piece I sold to a client before. Well, I still have the shot, I still have the chance. It's getting mailed out here pretty quickly. I don't carry this stuff with me. I go to the vault, I drag it out, I pack it up, I mail it. I wanted to tell you that this is what's called green turquoise. Do you know why it's called green turquoise? Oh, that's close, but that's not it. The term comes from when turquoise gets so old, it naturally turns green in the setting of a bracelet. That's how old this piece is. And there's no maker's mark, and it's made very old. And I'm going to see if I can get this stupid iPhone to work so I can show you a little closer. It started to dry out, that's what those pits are, because it got so old it started to go back to God, go back to nature. This one happens to be a Morenci, so it's extremely old, from the Morenci mine. When Morenci turquoise was still being mined, it has a tiny little bit of silver in it. I don't know if you can see that with this shitty iPhone 15, but that's silver in there. Morenci turquoise was one of the only turquoises ever to have silver in it. It's been mined out now for an extremely long period of time. Yes, I sold this one, and I sold it for a handsome bit. Yes, I did. This is not called a basket cuff because you can't see completely through the sides over here. This one's made with bar silver, which they probably still could have made at home. I look at how it's soldered in the back. There's a small drop right there, means they use tiny equipment. These were actually called teardrops, and it's not a white people term. It is a Native American term, and teardrops have been used since the 1800s. I had to look up the years of when the Morenci mine was actually mined, and I think they started in the late 1890s, I think. And then they went into the 1930s before it got mined out. Turquoise as a mineral doesn't last very long. So this has no maker's mark. It has the old style. It has rope around the bezels. That was actually called the rope. So this tells me that it's probably a Navajo piece, because Navajo did the rope bezel design and they were very famous for it. That was like saying, hi, I'm your Chevy dealer and this is how we make Chevys. In other words, Navajo didn't do Zuni style and design certain things very often, and Zuni didn't do Navajo very often. And same thing with Comanche or anybody else, or Blackfoot or Crow that made jewelry. There were certain signs, certain symbols that were with certain tribes. This has the rope, it has the teardrops, and I look at the bar cuff. I look how it's made. I look at the age. I look at possible mine, maybe, but it's hard to tell. This one here was easy because it's got silver in it, so I know it was Morenci. I know that it got so old it turned green because little pieces started to fall off. I know I'm going to have to keep good care of it and keep it moist with clear oil of some type, like a pearl or an opal. So this piece here is real close to 1900 Navajo. Click and subscribe, guys. I only got like 1 follower, and I think I've got some pretty good stuff. I've never seen in other people's fancy pants websites or online when they go to sell their stuff. They don't know the stuff I'm telling you. I know because I grew up on the Indian Reservation in New Mexico. I am part Native American Indian, and I've been a jeweler now for about 50 years. TequilasunTrading on eBay. You can see a few of my other items that are still left for sale.